Hello, welcome back to Trophy Chronicles, where today we'll be taking a look at the very recent release, which probably just like a month ago, Power Rangers Rita's Rewind. Now, this is probably going to be a short one because it being almost kind of repetitive and stuff like that in general, not a lot of variety here, but Power Rangers isn't really a franchise I've ever grasped onto that well. I watched Wild Force back in the day, a tiny bit of Time Force, I probably got the tail end of it, and I think I got like the first bit of Ninja Storm. That was my very, very brief entry into this. Don't know much about it other than that. Never watched it after. I watched the theme songs with friends because what else would you do on New Year's? But in terms of that, that's pretty much all I know about the most of it. Beat 'em ups are never a genre I was really that into in general. Even back in the day, my friends would be excited playing Golden Axe on like the Wii store or getting a Sega together. I'd play like two levels and just be bored. Never something I was that into. Two big things kind of changed my mind a little bit, or at least gave me more interest in this. One, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Really fun game. Had its problems, especially when going for the platinum, with things that thankfully this has not addressed in the slightest. Different people, I'm not saying it was like their thing to fix, but you know what I mean. Things that were not remedied in this entry. Two, 2024 was a very heavily retro inspired year. So it kind of made sense. But there's so what is this? It's basically a side-scrolling left-right beat 'em up. There's roughly 15 levels. You pick your ranger. They all control exactly the same as far as I can tell. They have different animations for their special triangular move thing. But realistically, if somebody went in and just went like color swap, you wouldn't even know you're playing as a different character. It's not like the Turtles game where it's like the weapon's length will have a difference, or different power, or different abilities, or anything like that. These are all carbon copies, again, as far as I can tell. But they also have some variety where it's like you'll be on a roller coaster shooting at enemies, or on a motorcycle doing like a kind of like a typical behind the bike view where you shoot forward with that. Or what probably a lot of people would be most excited for starting off this game, the Zord stuff. It's kind of like the bike levels, you're just kind of running forward, shooting at enemies that are going to have that kind of vertical shooter style. These are really fun, but you also get like full on Megazord battles, which comes with like a Mike Tyson's punch out style thing where you see your fists, punch, punch, dodge, basic things. But if there's one thing I've learned this year, one huge thing I love in games, variety. Mini games, side things to do, different ways of playing, always adds a ton of to me. It can make even the most dull things, even a genre I generally don't give a shit about. I don't like if I see somebody as a beat 'em up, that's 90% of my interest zapped. But all this little bits of variety shown in the trailer, that is when I knew I would get this. But yeah, that's basically it. There's really not much to it. I've pretty much described the entire game. You get some boss fights along the way, which are kind of harder enemies, I guess. The enemy types are varied. You get normal enemies who'll just come at you. Some will like a bit more aggressive. Some will have shields. Some are bigger and will grab you way too fast. But it's really not much to say about these kind of games. Maybe to somebody who is way more familiar with them and into them, there is. But for me, that's what you get. Like most of these games, you always find like collectibles. You punch a barrel here, you'll find a thing inside it. You'll go behind a thing here. I'd say like there's a few for every level. 99% of them very simple. And there's also bonus missions where collecting the things I mentioned, once without doing without dying, and one in a certain time limit. Unlike Shredder's Revenge, where every mission has very different types of mission, some good, some bad. This every mission is the same. Sometimes there'll be more or less collectibles, but you get what you get. But that's pretty much all I have to say about the actual regular game itself. So I suppose let's just get into the actual trophies. This game has 32 trophies, so 32 and then a platinum, or 31 and a platinum. And you can pretty easily split them up. First, story progression. These games always have stuff like that, usually down to beating certain bosses. Honestly, I think like 10 or 15 of them are either complete mission, like this mission, or defeat this boss. There's like one for each episode. I'm not even sure, looking back what the episodes were. I'm assuming it's like every 3 missions, but since there's 5 of them, there's 15 levels. And there's a few for beating every boss. After that, the cleanup. You go back, do every level, do all the S ranks, do all the time limit stuff and the collectibles. That gives you a few more, for doing things like completing all the level goals and getting all the collectibles, all the secret characters you find. Not secret to play as, just like, I'm assuming characters from the show. Again, I've never seen the original, so. And they'll kind of stand around. You have a little hub area too, which is basically just for talking to the characters after certain missions to see what they have to say. And I suppose we get into it quickly. They have 3 arcade cabinets here, which is what genuinely one of the highlights of the game. One is just it's the most fun. Let's go from worst to best. There's 3 of them. One is just like a top down thing. It's kind of like you hold X, or you kind of move around as a little ship, shoot other things, stop them from trying to get your home base thing. I don't know much about it. I don't care. It's the most dull of the 3. I only did it to get the trophy to basically get a high score in all of them. But the other one was basically test your might. Basically, you'll have like a bar here, it'll fill up, and like you do it here, and you'll have this much left. Then you do here, you have this small section. You have to get like 3 or 4 times in the section. It'll get smaller every time. Really fun. Again, like test your might from Mortal Kombat, which I fucking love. The best one, the way it's done, I genuinely thought it was a real arcade game. Basically, you have a car, and you're driving up and down on the screen, and you can toss a bomb out in front of you. It'll explode on impact. Cars will come from below and sometimes from above. To kind of, you'll be driving to kind of go down and then try to get away. You have to get enough of them in a certain amount of time, and you will get to stage 2 and get a certain distance. It is an addicting. Out of all the games, easily a biggest throwback to the actual arcade days. It is one of the most addicting little mini games ever, I think. There's also a few like trophies just get on the way anyway. Use all the rangers at least once, which you'll probably try out yourself anyway just to see, even if because the only difference between the actually using them is in the Zord battles. I'm not sure how different they are, but all I know is the pink one is definitely the different one because it can fly, which changes the game quite a bit. Let's just say that. It can make things a cakewalk. So it's want to like a 25, 50, and 75 hit combo. 25 and 50, simple. Like, I got multiple 99 hit combos throughout the entire game. And like, when I say I'm not good at these, usually in these games, it is a struggle to get like a 20 hit combo. Like, wow, crazy. In this, because enemies, you can still juggle them after you die, which is actually another trophy. I think you have to juggle like 10 times without them falling, which sounds daunting. But once you get the pattern down, it's just like punch, punch, punch. Get one enemy, get him in a place where it's not at the end of an encounter where there's not, where there's no enemies for a little while. You'll like if you got a trophy for doing this every time, you'd be surprised how many times you would have it by the end. It's not as it's daunting at first, but really it's not as hard as you think. Then there's a few little silly ones like knock an enemy into an open grave or hit them with a boulder that's falling from the level. Probably stuff you'll get without even thinking about it. Where some of the struggles with this game come in is some of the very level specific and boss specific trophies. Most of them are fine. There's ones like you have to do a bike level without basically triggering a time loop, which happens when you blow up the back of a tank and you have to destroy the crystal in like 10 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever it is, before it'll trigger a time loop and make you do it again. Most of them are fine. You'll probably realize, okay, the first 4 are simple. The fifth one is keep a special move. It'll take a few goes, but you'll easily tell it's doable. It gets annoying to retry their level a few times, but it's not too bad. Most of the bosses have like a don't get hit by this specific move kind of thing. Like the first boss throws fireballs, or the second level have like a laser move and a bomb move you must not get hit by. One will send water at you. The biggest scary part about these is not the fact that they're not even that difficult. The one with the water sends like a wave, like water, water, water in intervals, and the second one's really fast. I think I got lucky enough. I did this on my first time actually trying to do. I got a few of these on my first time without even knowing about them. The water one, my first time attempting it. The scariest part though, when you die in this game, which we'll get into in a second. When you die in this game, you just come back in. If the boss at half health, you die. You're back in with them half health. When you're just playing the game, that's great. When you're trying to go for stuff like this, you're like, oh, what do I do now? Quit the level. Do it again. Checkpoints. What? Checkpoints. What are you talking about? No. You're doing a whole fucking level again. Which, let's just get into it. The most frustrating, painful part of this entire journey. I think this platinum took me roughly 40, 50 hours. Which I guess I've spoiled the end of this one. Not because of anything else, but one trophy. One thing. So let's save it for last. There's also 2 more trophies we're talking about. Do the game on hard mode and headache mode. The only difference is you have a limited number of continues. So you die, every level you have 2 lives anyway. You lose those two lives, you lose a continue, 4 left. It's simple enough. If like even if you do hard mode first, that might be a problem. But doing it the second time around, you'll fly through most of it. Headache mode. If you've played any of these kind of, like, I feel like you already know where this is going. Don't lose your continues once. Now your lives replenish every level. So like if you finish mission two with 0 lives and 2 health, you'll go back into the next life with full health, full lives. Everything's reset. So it's basically do every level separately without losing 2 lives. Well, 3 technically, you know what I mean, but thankfully, thank fuck, because they commit to this. You lose a life, you try to load the save again. It's just like you've lost your lives. Restart save or erase data. That's it. They commit. Thankfully, where they don't commit, if you decide that you are, if you know you're about to die, start, exit game, back to the main menu. You're back. You're fine. You can go right back in. The idea of playing through 15 of these levels and losing because the last boss has like 50 enemies coming at you at once makes me sick. So every time I was like, you know what, I'm at half a health bar left. Fuck this. I'll do the level again. Whatever. I'm not restarting the entire game. But yeah, if you want to be cheap about it like I did and just start again if you feel like you're going to die, go for it. So basically it comes down to, again, even more than before, separately do every level without losing 2 lives. You'll be good. Well, three, whatever. Let's get to it. The trophy that took me... Oh, one last thing. I should say, when I first finished this game on normal, I had done, I think, most of the other levels, because level 13 is what I want to talk about. Everything else, for the most part, I think, maybe like 1 or 2 levels, I had one thing left. I had that completely done. Apart from the 2 harder difficulty trophies and the collectibles after level 13, so 14 and 15, I'd everything done in this game at the 3.5 hour mark. Remember when I said this game took like 40, 50 hours? There's one trophy in this game called Green with Envy. So as you can probably expect, maybe a bit, maybe more if you've seen the show. Defeat the Green Ranger without getting hit. It's not the boss fight that's hard as it sounds. It is a frustrating boss fight to do, even when you're doing it without going for the trophy. Like, he will start punch. It's just a ranger. It's basically, he has the same moves as you. He can knock you down, and I swear, you will not be able to get back up. Like, okay, tap X to try to jump out. No. Circle to try to dodge out. No. Maybe punch him. He will just, before you can move, bang, 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 knock down. Fuck you. Sometimes he be there in front of you. I'll get what to do. And he just like, as far as I can tell, I'm going to slow it down to check. I don't see a tell in any way. He'll just be here. You'll be here. Kick. No warning. I couldn't predict when it would happen. Now, what makes this even worse, as I said before, no checkpoints. You get hit once, you are... Let me just explain the process to get back into the fight if you die. To explain why this one most infuriatingly fucking awful trophies I've ever gone for in my 14 years of going for them. And like I said, I've gone for some of the hardest ones. I used to go on my way to try to find 10 out of 10 difficulty trophies. Trophy guides. This is, in my memory, the most painful. So you've gone through the level, you've gotten one random boom, kick. Here's what you have to do to get back in. Start. Main menu. Because of course this game doesn't have a retry option, because fuck. Why would anything have a retry option anymore? Go back to the main menu, click the game, select your save file, like watch a 5-second animation where it zooms into the rangers to pick your ranger again. Be careful not to press X again while the screen is black, because it will register that and put you into the final level, because it always starts at whatever level you did last, or whatever like level is most recently unlocked. Go into the level, watch the Green Ranger get a fucking flute, about 15 seconds of it, watch his Zord rise from the back, another 10 or so seconds, go through a 5 or so minute level, which is going to be the same every fucking time. Then you can get the luxury of an attempt to make sure you beat the boss without getting a single hit. If you get hit early on, he just goes, bang. Well, fuck you. Do all that again. Every time. I cannot explain to you how pissed off I got. Again, not because the boss was hard. It was a bit hard, but it was just because I knew what I had to go through every time. And it mightn't sound that bad. Because, like, realistically, you probably do leveling 4 minutes sometimes, but just think about how easy it is in a game to get just one little kick. One little tap. Every 10 attempts at this boss will be roughly an hour. That's what it will add up to. It's like that one Ben 10 game. It's like, yeah, it's a simple game. I could get back up to the boss probably without getting hit sometimes. But then you get hit once and, oh, cool, 8-minute level. It wasn't hard. I feel like if I could just try them again instantly, I would have done it. Obviously, would have done it significantly faster and been less pissed off. But for one, why can't you just have a retry option? I was bitching about this back in the Gravity Rush days where you'd be like doing a side mission, like 3 minutes to do this. It's like, why can't I just retry? You can either quit and go back in or wait till the end and then you can retry. You can't just press start and retry because why is that not a fucking standard? Two, just I want to quickly say, this year I think I've always been pissed off in games like the constant yapping, you'd be running around an open world and they just never shut the fuck up. That seems to have died down a lot this year, thankfully. What it's been replaced with is the unskippable cutscene or cutscene transition. I'll call it the unskippable, technically not a cutscene. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Oh, here's a minute long transition of a boss fight. No skipping. Plucky Squire. Oh, I want to go back in to get the thing here. Well, into the middle of a level to collect something, a collectible. Well, no, fuck you. You're going to watch everything in between. You're going to watch our animations. Here's a key. Zoom. Zoom. Now you can continue. Empire of the Ants even has done it. I swear, please. Oh my god, the constant yapping is bad, but it's not worse, but fuck me. Please bring your games back up to the standard of 2010 and let me skip cutscenes again. Stop letting me not, like, if I can't play again for 15 seconds because I have to watch some random crap, you fucked up. Bitching about unskippable cutscenes was like the PS2 era's thing. Why is this coming back? I don't care if it's you consider it, like, I don't care. If you're going to not let me touch anything or interact for 30 seconds just so you can show me the same crap again and again, no. Bad game developers. Please don't make this a trend. I would really rather not have to watch the same shit every time I die in a game. I just want to move on. Oh my. Like I said, the 3.5 hours, nearly everything done. If it wasn't for this, if I'd done this in my first go, I guarantee this would have gone down by like at least 30 hours. I haven't actually checked the time, which I guess is a good way to not spoil it at the end, but yeah. If you want to know how to beat him, by the way, I hope I would have the thing here. Basically, up, 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 air attack. Okay, wait, be down here. You basically have to be far enough away where he has to come towards you, but not so close that he's gonna, like, not so far away that he's gonna be in front of you, because that's where he can just go like that and get you, but not so close where he kind of gets into you, I guess. You have to have it so he will walk diagonally towards you, and then when he's right in front of you, boom. But yeah, to the ratings. Fun factor, it's a tough one. Obviously, this dragged it down. If a rating as a game, just the game, it's a decent beat 'em up, at least from my, limited pool of it. Not even as somebody who doesn't enjoy the genre much, I did enjoy this a lot mostly. If I was going to rank it just from like start to finish, first playthrough, no collectibles, or at least no Green Ranger bullshit, probably give it a 7. I think that's actually deserves it. But if I'm going to do it as an actual trophy, the Green Ranger drags it down, forced to do that shit every time. I'm going to give it a 5. The fun of getting the platinum, a 5. Because having to go for all the collectibles as well, some of them are really and just annoyingly hidden. And then have to repeat the levels. And if you get hit once, any of the bosses would do this. And for headache mode, just playing through the entire game in one. It's not fun to do it if you have to do the same level again. So just, I'm going to quit because I'm nearly dead. It would be less fun if I do the entire thing. So I think 5 is deserved. Because yes, the Green Ranger alone easily drags it down a point. Nearly 2, but just because it's a thing in most boss battles, and you're going to have to replay the same shit a lot. You have to do it again 3 times. Well, I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3. It's minimum. What does the PSN profiles give it? I don't think anyone cared enough to give it a full guide yet. I'll do it. But yeah, I'll give it a 5. I think it's deserved. If you'll excuse the awkward ADR stuff, the amount of time it took to do it, it's too late to check right now, is 33 hours. 90, like, genuinely 90, if not roughly 80 to 90% was just the Green Ranger. Minimum 75. I think this would be like 8 hours if you ignore the Green Ranger, roughly 8 hours. Maybe 10. Added in, can't even say. He is going to decide if this is going to be a single digit hour thing or potentially a 50 plus hour thing. Like I said, every 10 attempts at him is probably going to take you a minimum of an hour. This took me, I want to check something. I finished the game on the 17th of December at 9:16 p.m. I beat the Green Ranger without getting hit on the 22nd. I went straight back to do all the stuff right after I beat the game. I had all the collectibles except for like those levels, I think it was like level 13, 14 and 15. After I beat him, I got the platinum a week later because I guess I didn't want to go through hard mode that much. And like Christmas was kind of crazy too. That's how much it fucked me up. Difficulty, again, how do we even do this? Don't know. I'm going to give it I'm not even going to give it the satisfaction. The difficulty number I'm going to give this is a 3. I know it must sound crazy about how much I've bitched about this. It's not the fight that's hard. 90% of this game is simple. I mean, really, you hit the enemy up. It's just no. We'll give it, you know what, 4. We'll give it 4. 90% of it's very easy. It's not the Green Ranger. It's not even as difficult. It's just the frustration of having to repeat the level because for some reason they think unskippable cutscenes and no retry options is acceptable in 2024. This game's not even a month old at the time of recording. It might be just over. When did it come out? I'm doing this on December 11th. It came out January 11th. It came out December 10th. It's just a month old, and it has unskippable cutscenes. Inexcusably outdated. Please bring your game up to the standards of like the mid 2000s. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking a lot. I'm not bitching on an indie game. Big budget games are doing it too. If they just had a retry option, you die, press start, retry back before the checkpoint, I would not be complaining in the slightest. And this game, everything would have been higher. Well, difficulty wouldn't, but everything else would have been. This would be way more positive. And if I'm just going to give it an overall score, I'll 5. A 5 seems decent. It was average. Had some good highs, Megazord battles and stuff like that especially. Had some really lows. Fuck the Green Ranger. I think 5 is a fair score. And yeah, that's it. I do not recommend this game for €35. Or whatever. It's probably around the same everywhere, but it's just, if you're going to be like a lot of people who are just going to play through this game once, you're going to get like 2.5 hours out of this, maybe 3.5. I cannot recommend for the price. I'd say 25 or less, fair play. But I read 35. Oh, it's just, I think, yeah, I don't think it should ever breach the 30 mark. It's just a little bit too much. If you think you're going to go for platinum, maybe, but because then you get these 2 or 3 playthroughs, but still, wait for 25 or less. I really hope that this whole shit of unskippable cutscenes and all that crap is not going to become a trend, because I can't deal with it. Especially after dying. Never make me go through an entire level just to retry a one-hit boss. If you're making the same mistake a fucking cheap little Ben 10 game made on the PS3, I'm kind of embarrassed. That's kind of shameful. But yeah, as for what could be next, I know I put this on here a few times, but but that was mostly because I wasn't really playing anything else that I could even vaguely say I could be close to. The 2 next ones of these are already decided. It's just not in terms of the order. One, again, 2, actually both are things I mentioned before, but one I've had her a few times again because I haven't been playing anything else. Empire of the Ants. All I've left to do in that game is a few collectibles, and there's some tough trophies, and they're like, do this very specific level without doing this very specific thing. We'd have some of the same complaints when it comes to that one. Make me repeat the same shit every time. But I think it's like 4 or 5 trophies left, and like most of them are collectibles. I think there's 1, maybe 2 left in the game that are actually difficult. 1 is probably going to be why the other game is going to be first, but other thing here, Plucky Squire. All I've left in that game is like 4 collectibles. Like I said, you can't just drop yourself in a level, like you can't go into chapter 5, section 7. Sometimes they put collectibles literally at the end of the level. There's an hour-long level, even like in a perfect playthrough kind of thing, but with somebody who doesn't suck. Hour-long level, collectible right at the end. You have to do it all again. But those are easily going to be the 2 next ones. I guess I throw in Lost in Random here as well, because that could be close, but I think that's also one that's going to require a full playthrough again because there's no chapter select. That was 22, 21. Still hideously outdated not to have a chapter select, but Empire of the Ants and Plucky Squire 90% coming next. Probably Plucky Squire is winning the next one, because like I said, it all comes down to, do I want to turn on the game and go through a bunch of chapters or be able to skip things to get a collectible, or do this really hard thing that I'm not sure if I can do. Yeah, thank you again for watching. Power Rangers was a decent one. At least it was done quick. Like I said, I got on the 10th. I didn't get it day 1. I think I got it on the 15th. Got the platinum 2 weeks later. Would have had it about a week earlier. Fuck, fucking green asshole. But yeah, if you played it, let me know what you thought. If you fought that Green Ranger, how did you do? Because God, I need to know other people suffered the same way I did. I didn't even think about checking this. It cost me from being one of the first 50 people to get that trophy. I could have been ingrained in history in a way nobody gives a fuck about. Yeah, thank you again for watching. Again, let me know if you played this, if you got to platinum, if you went for fought the Green Ranger. If you, I wouldn't be surprised if people gave up on him. Let me know if you did. Share your horror stories about playing this game. And see you for the next one for 99% guaranteed Plucky Squire. Most likely. See you for the next one and see you for the next platinum.